Hello and welcome to another dramatic reading by me, Under984. Today, after a fairly extended absence, we're back with Power Rangers Sword Dynasty. Which, for those of you who don't remember or weren't subscribed to my channel back then, is one man's attempt to do an adaptation of Shinkenja before the actual adaptation of Shinkenja came out. Let's just say that you won't be complaining about Samurai being a direct copy after you've read this. Anyway, last time was Act 25, or rather the summary, since the actual chapter no longer exists. And now we're on to Act 26, Skull Slash's first challenge. In the last episode, things get, wrong tense, from bad to worse. Marianne is disturbed about her visions by Lady Ling's past with Skull Slash. She found out that the two used to be pretty nice people before the bad guy Gedor took over their home. Gavan is frequently annoyed by Skull Slash. No, it's not the space sheriff, it's a French-Chinese dude who serves as the 6th Ranger. You can't expect Michael to fight like this, said Gavan. Looks like my act of redemption to the Emperor will have to come later, said Skull Slash. This is going to be hard, said Michael. Back to Dreamer Rhino, the monster from last time. He soon ran out of dark water. Bad timing! I'm playing thirsty for dark water, said Dreamer Rhino, who escapes. Charles and Roberto tried to stop him. Drat, he escaped, said Charles. Marianne is seen tending to a wounded Cornelia who fell down. How did she fall down, and is it really that bad? Had Charles and Roberto help her up. Just then, Skull Slash turns into his monster form and gets rid of the Younglers, considering him a nuisance. Wait, where is this taking place? There are no scene breaks. This battle is between you and me, said Skull Slash. And if you don't show up, this city will soon be destroyed. See you in the mountains. You must be alone. Skull Slash transforms back to human form and leaves. Then why did he bother destroying the Younglers if the battle wasn't going to begin right away? Michael is worried of the damage he could cause. To the mountains? At the death vessel. The ever so inconsistently named lair of the bad guys. Gedor is still worried about his secret will soon be exposed. Okay, 1, that's the wrong word. It should be that's his secret. And 2, why? Your Majesty, looks like we have to have another plan. There was no comma in that sentence. Dreamer Rhino has lost his powers to trap people in their dreams. Oh, so he should really think about changing his name since he's no longer Dreamer Rhino, said Arabus. Get up and said, then I'll have to let people be his lunch. What? Dreamer Rhino said, well, I think that's a brilliant plan. I'll chop off those who refuse to surrender. At the Lishan household, Marianne is greatly disturbed at the vision of Styx. It was once a peaceful kingdom until it was usurped. She is seen talking with Michael, opening up to him. Yeah, their relationship was a prominent part of the previous chapters, but if you ask anyone who's actually read it, or if you watch my videos, it's a horribly toxic relationship. And unfortunately, she's falling for him, for some reason. I can't believe it's something. The Lady Ling was once a normal woman in the land of Styx before it was corrupted, said Marianne. The same seems true for Skull Slash, said Marianne. Why is this 2 separate paragraphs? She can't believe that she was getting close to him. She was a man she was about to marry in her time in the dream world. Who are we talking about? Skull Slash? Because that's some pretty fucked up dreams, then. Just then, Director Samuel Hung is holding a meeting with everyone in the base. I've decided to fight Skull Slash, said Michael. This is a serious matter, said Director Samuel Hung. As the leader of the Rangers, you can't do this! Our mission is to protect the world, remember? As the last descendant of the warriors in China, you should understand better than this. It's not about personal vendetta, said Roberto. If I don't show up, he'll definitely destroy the city. Consider his frightening might, said Michael. There's a chance I have to take. You have to do what you have to do, said Director Samuel Hung. Michael, I know you can do it. Everybody left to their quarters. All except Michael and Marianne, who is starting to show her true feelings. Michael, you're a horrible person, a horrible boss, and you're the wrong person to lead this team. I quit. It's okay. Please reconsider the battle. We have to go with you, said Marianne. Sorry, but I can't. Mike was at his most serious. He would normally tease her, but he was in no mood. Marianne began fixing their marriage bed as she would. Oh God. At the word Skull Slash was sharpening his blade, Lady Ling showed up. I want you to reconsider. I can't bear losing you, said Lady Ling.
I'm doing this in order to prove myself to Gedor. Perhaps he will not have us separated,
said Skull Slash. So if anybody can't guess, since the author's merging this story with Shinkenja with the villains from Masked Man, all the bad guy voice I do impressions of the villains from that show, with Gedor being my take on Lord Zaber, Erebus being Anagamus, and Skull Slash being Baraba. Lady Ling isn't really based off Egam since they don't really have much in common. And I can't do a girl's voice. Lady Ling...
I thought I've lost all my feelings, but there's still you, my ultimate
motivation. Oh God, he is Michael's evil counterpart. Well, more evil. Well, slightly more sympathetic. Lady Ling remembers the carnage that happened but couldn't help but think of who that red monster was.
It might be Gedor himself, said Skull Slash. I can read minds now. Or perhaps a much stronger monster. Whatever it is, let's not try to restore our memories too fast.
It would be better to be stray, than to betray you, said Lady Ling. Gedor may be hiding something from us. What if that myth of him not being an underground human is true? At the Lee San household on a rainy evening, Michael is seen practicing his sword topless. He is just alone. His Ben Marines are still staying up worried. This worries me, said Robert. Honestly speaking, I wonder if it was a mistake in the first place for us who were not descendants of this old Dynasty warriors to be holding such power. There's no mistake in it, said Charles. Michael didn't pick us up out of random. Yes, he did. He held a tournament and you guys won it. Except for Garan, he dropped out of the tournament and then came back to be a hero later. Also, I believe he can defeat Skull Slash, although I doubt that it will be their last encounter. Both are very strong warriors. Marianne was staring at him all night, then went out to him. Michael could notice her lovely visit. Michael, good luck, said Marianne. Just both of them alone. Marianne gave him a lucky kiss. Oh, God. Why is she falling for him? LOL! I can't believe you put LOL in there. Seriously. What's that for? What you're tired of? Before Mike could finish his words, he says, it's for luck. That's all one paragraph. Marianne, on the other hand, can't believe she's done what she thought she'd never do ever since they got married way back then. In the morning, everybody is assembled. Mike presented the Dynasty seal, which contains the code for a battleizer. The battleizer being the name for Shinkenja's super mode. Roberto, step forward, said Michael. I now give you the honour to use the battleizer as well. Thanks, said Roberto. I get an Elvis vest. Very flattering for my appearance. Just as it was happening as the alarm sounded and they were told to do. Do what? Mike on the other hand proceeds to fight with Skull Slash. Roberto mirrors a scene in the city where Dreamer Rhino attempts to chomp on other people after losing his power, so he's not Dreamer Rhino anymore. Here, there was no speech marks there, so I assume that was the narrator. Roberto now assumes his delegated post and may transform. Unglers begin to show up and may fight. Just then at the seaside, Michael and Skull Slash come face to face. I'm ready now, said Michael. Michael transforms and so does Skull Slash. Now drawing their swords, they begin their fight. Back to the other rangers. Use the battleizer now, said Garan. Roberto said, no, it's battleizer time. The battleizer finally appeared on Roberto. Okay, but why does the super mode get a transformation phrase, but the regular morph doesn't? It's useless. I am still stronger, said Dreamer Rhino. Well, Roberto was now stronger than he was. Then using his skills, he finishes off. Tunnel Rhino? Wait, why did he change his name? Wouldn't Carnivore Rhino be a better name? Who now enlarges for the second battle.
Hee hee,
said Tunnel Rhino.
Even with Great Warrior Dynasty Megazord, I'm still stronger!
He begins doing some strange movements. What, he does Ganken style now? Back to a duel with Michael and Skullslash. It's getting intense by the side of the sea. Michael has almost stabbed many times at the hard battle.
This is the best fight yet. Now I finish you,
said Skullslash. Both continued to cross swords. Yeah, I think I've written a more intimidating sword duel between rivals. Back for Megazord battle. Back for the better man to find a way to counter monster and do it. Boink! Tunnel Rhino is defeated. What? Now let's finish him. Use the ultimate Ganon, said Garan. Didn't they already defeat him? It just literally said Tunnel Rhino is defeated. Squidzord, Tigerzord, Beetlezord and Swordfish Zord unite and they destroy the monster. We won, said Garan. What about Michael? Asked Marianne. This is our chance. Let's run away and be free of him. The battle is getting more and more intense. After a series of blows, Michael is able to counter the attack and break the Soul Saber's blade into two. Skullslash is wounded and he falls down the cliff. Michael changes back to normal. I don't think it's over, said Michael. He'll be back. You'll see their victorious leader and they had the vassals with them. Marion said, you did it! Fat and Finn were there, bowing down to their boss, saying, well sir, you're okay. But unfortunately, Gavin has prepared some food for everybody. Oh god. Back at the Lishan household, Gavin is about to show off Marianne's progress in designing good. Well, I made food for everybody but Michael because Marianne made something for him. As to be noted that unlike both Akko and Emily, Marianne is not a horrible cook. Then Charles and Cornelia were having some fun together. You don't say. Well, this is for you, said Marianne, for your victory. Viewers look at her teasingly. Marianne gives her usual cold look. Just then Michael is complimenting her. Well, thanks a lot, said Michael. You've improved in your cooking case more pro. Last time it just cooking. You're a fast learner, aren't you? Marianne said, well, I guess it is. Then she whispered to ears, saying, dear. And as of now, next episode might be a little romantic for Charles and Cornelia. I'm not sure what that symbol's meant to represent. Now we're moving on to Act 27, switched with inanimate objects. Yeah, this dude sucks at names, both his own names and monster names. I'm not sure why he thought writing tokusatsu fanfiction was his career goal. Thankfully he's given it up and deleted the worst offerings. But sadly what's left is still pretty bad from what I've heard. And by that I mean reading reviews. Act 27, switched with inanimate objects. Ghetto is seen at the base. He's attacking the heroes at their base. We're only halfway through the season. And he's angry. I can't believe things aren't going too well, said Ghetto. Began to point one of his metal hands at Albus. Albus is scared and falls down. Master, may I suggest we have a new change of plan? I think I'll call Object Swapper. His speciality to switch inanimate objects with living things. No duh. That way we'll easily take over the surface world, said Albus. Very well then, said Ghetto. Let it be so. Object Swapper soon appeared and said, I am here on behalf of the Great Deceptor. Thought you were here because Albus called you. He will soon appear to aid you. This offer does not get foreshadowing at all. Deceptor, just where is he all these years? Where he all these years, said Ghetto. Be patient, said Object Swapper. At the Lishan household, Marion is actually playing cool with Michael. You should not have gone out just like that. I wasn't able to sleep, said Marianne. Michael was then was talking to her. About what? Seemed the two were finally getting along. Garan, Charles and Cornelia were seen playing some crate. It's a fun job, said Charles. But honestly, I wonder if you could also make Chinese dumplings soon. I think so, said Garan. Just they were having fun and receiving customers. Just then they see people suddenly becoming stiff. This is awful, said Cornelia. Think about it. That guy's moving like a toy robot, said Charles. Shouldn't we talk about it? This is too much. I mean, I remembered I used to fantasize having a toy that big when I was younger. But this, just as Gavan was about to call them back, Monster Object Swap appeared and transferred the spirit of Gavan right into a crepe. With losers behind, he seemed to misfit his morph as a croissant. Gavan's body is seen in a curved position. What the? Said Cornelia. Can't believe the time you asked me out, this happens. There's some other time, said Charles. Monster begins to swap a woman's body with a chair, others with other objects. Object swapper lab says, "This is so great. With everybody like this, the underground kingdom can surface without interruption." Cornelia attacks with her land slicer. Charles then confronts the monster. "So you're responsible behind this, ruining my date like that," said Charles. Charles can immediately duel with the monster but are knocked out. Man comes to help him before the Red Dynasty reigns to even out the odds. Just when he was winning, Object Swapper attacks Michael and swaps his body with that of a Chinese warrior statue. Mwah mwah. "Just nice," said Object Swapper. Michael is seen now posing like a warrior statue. They put a quote before Michael, so I'm assuming Object Swapper is saying it. Roberto and Marianne trying to attack but fail. Just to become the next victims of the body swap. What do they swap with? "What the? I'm out of water. I'll call it a day," said Object Swapper. Just Ben, Charles and Cornelia notice they are still frozen. Michael is still posing like a Chinese swordsman. They find Marianne has been acting like a statue of a goddess. Gavin is still curved like a crate. And to Roberto, well, his body has been swapped with an oxygen tank for diving. Well, how they tell that? "This is just bad. They've been swapped with objects by judging their positions," said Charles. "We must bring them back to headquarters," said Cornelia. Fat and Finn arrived. Fat was just about to eat the crate without knowing it was Gavin when Charles hit him. "You can't eat that," said Charles. "Why not?" said Fan. "Believe it or not, Gavin's spirit is inside it," said Charles. "You're right. I don't believe it." And then Fat ate the crate. Gavin died that day. "What the?" Fat said. He fell down and fainted. Finn had to call for the other servants. Finn can't help worrying over the situation, whether or not their master will recover. Is Fat their master? Their spirits are trapped somewhere they cannot be heard. Yeah, if you haven't gathered, Fat and Finn are the author's attempt at creating a broken skull pair. Which is ironic since Samurai introduced one half of the original pair. At the Lishan household, Charles and Cornelia are rearranging them. The oxygen tank and Roberto's body are being put together. We'll just have to put Michael and Marianne together. "The Michael," said Cornelia. "And for the crate, we'll just have to put maximum security on it. Lock it in the refrigerator." "It's really not surprising that Roberto's body was swapped with that of an oxygen tank," said Charles. "Yes, it is. It was a random coincidence. After all, he loves diving." "Since when? He's never shown any interest in diving. Or in anything other than being a black man who isn't treated like a black man." And Director Samuel Hung came in and can't believe his eyes. "This is terrible. If this goes on, the underground kingdom can invade us soon. What's worse about if I'm not wrong, breaking the inanimate object will mean bye-bye," said Charles. "It may not be a dead Chinese creature, but we had similar folklores in Ireland." Just Benny was rearranging Michael and Marianne's bodies near each other. "Damn it, Charles, you're one of the more likable characters in this story. Don't do this." "That's art," said Cornelia. "Cornelia too? Damn it, these two who were almost my favourites, but now they're just good characters. Is trapped in this terrible, terrible fic. Michael and Marianne's thoughts begin to feel goosebumps to each other. Why? At the backyard, Charles and Cornelia are having their romantic talk. "I think it's up to us," said Cornelia. "I was just wondering. I always wanted to propose to you already, but," said Charles, "everything was ruined." "It's all about you," said Cornelia. "That's all that matters. I think you're a nice guy to be with." Okay, that dialogue was confusing as hell and certainly not romantic than Charles planning to propose to Cornelia. It would be lovely, except this couple has less development than Jake and Gia, and that's saying something. I think when this author can make Super Megaforce look like a work of art. Just then the transmitter revealed the Underground Kingdom's activity once more. "Let's go," said Charles. Director Samuel Hung appeared with battleizer icon and said, "You'll need this." The two sprang into action in their ranger suits. "Two of you, this will be a piece of cake," said Object Swapper. "Now it's time to swap your body with that postbox." Object Swapper released one of his harpoons. No, they're tendrils in the footage. Do the process. Cornelia managed to inject the other into him, forcing Charles into Object Swapper's body. "What the?" said Object Swapper. "I'm a ranger? Now tell us how to swap back," said Charles inside Object Swapper's body. If you destroy this body, you die too, said Object Swapper, now inside Chowder's body. We know you've just said that Chowder's inside Object Swapper's body and described them swapping. Cornelia got a ball and swapped Object Swapper's spirit into it. She now said to the ball, tell us or else. She bounced a ball. Is it a different ball? A couple of times until he agreed. Now it's time to switch back. You give me no choice, said Object Swapper inside Chowder's body. Die! With a critical sword slash against his real body, every object is back to normal. Just as Gavin is about to be eaten by a cat. So much for maximum security. Oh, he's released. Whoa, I could have been eaten, said Gavin. Marion and Michael fell on top of each other and apologised. Sorry, they said to each other. Roberto was happy to be back. Being an oxygen tanker was something, said Roberto. Just then, Object Swapper was angered. Why you? Object Swapper said angrily. He fired a fireball which Cornelia blocked. Now use the Battleizer mode, said Cornelia. Green Dynasty Ranger Battleizer mode, said Charles. Now has donned him a Battleizer vest and attacked with much ferocity. This is for my friends, said Charles. Now face my full fury! A green light enveloped the sword and then pow! The monster was defeated. Then it was time to grow giant. With the Battleizer we can call the other Zords to unite and use the Great King Dynasty Megazord, said Charles. The Great King Dynasty Megazord was formed. It was time for another battle. I won't let you get away, said Object Swapper, for the glory of Gedor. Let's not waste any time. Let's use a 4 attack slash, but I think it should be enough, said Charles. They have 4 times cross slash wrong attack, defeating Object Swapper. Yeah, we did it, said Charles. Not bad for asking you out. I'm glad I did accept, said Cornelia. Well, I wish my date was like that. At the end of the day, they're back at base with Gavin and interfere. This is just something, said Michael. They become better. Charles and Cornelia, however, watched at the proposal of Michael and Marion while being inanimate. They were watching it and saying, well, that's them. Marion wasn't, however, ready to admit her feelings to Michael to the rest, and they'd begun to date in secret. Oh, God, why? Hey, erase that, said Marianne. And he said, well, it can't be denied anymore. I think kissing prior to a battle with Skull Slash. Marianne fell down, thinking over his shoulder. I may have opened up too soon, Marianne said to herself. On the other hand, a new general lurks in the shadows of the underground kingdom, namely Deceptor. Boo! He could have saved that for his reveal. Will the Rangers survive against him and when he decides to reveal himself? And we will not be doing Act 28 Lantern Boy arrives since the chapter no longer exists, and we'll be getting a separate video where I read a summary of it by one Arcadia Rika. So instead, we'll skip over the introduction of our new Mecha Lantern Boy, our new villain Deceptor, who sounds like Kiros from Masked Man for some goddamn reason. And skip to Act 29, the new light of the team, which is a pretty good pun. Notes, I'm going to be a little more original this time. He. In here, Lantern Boy can be whole in human size. What? So I'll deviate so much from the Stinker's so equivalent. It will deviate due to the fact I feel like I'm losing originality. Too late for that. I even imagine my own fight footages as well. At the Leaf Shine Garden, the Sword Dynasty team having some sushi prepared by Gavin himself. Marion, on the other hand, has a lot to learn about getting the right flavours for Japanese. She only learned to cook Western dishes well. Her Japanese is so-so. Well, it's nice to have what we call a Ranger Zord, said Michael. Well, he's a Ranger and a Zord in one. Lantern Boy now the only humanoid form like is in giant mode. At last, they're no ally, said Gavin, in his usual comical mode. He's not really that comical. Lantern Boy began his first official day in the base. As Ben Gavin said, I think it may be time for you to explore the world a bit, but it might be hard. Well, I am after all just born yesterday, age 0, said Lantern Boy. Lantern Boy is seen flying off to try and explore the world to feel a little more human than his comrades. He soon begins his own voyage. He must gain some experience, said Gavin. Why you got to italicize? At the death vessel, Emperor Gedor is fuming. I thought you took care of them, said Emperor Gedor angrily. His almost human eyes glared. He was angry at the failures. The plan didn't work out so well. This new monster known as the Skull Devil is so sneaky, it would be difficult to defeat him, said Deceptor. Patience, my lord, it's not good for your blood pressure, said Aramis. Very well then, said Emperor Gedor, but my patience can't last forever. Skull Devil appeared with a woman and said, My emperor,
I give my life to this battle.
On the other hand, Lantern Boy is going around exploring the world as Gavan told him. Gavan was at the same time testing his video abilities. Whoa, said Michael, so there's more to it. That's right, but we must of course handle him with care, said Gavan. On the other hand, Lantern Boy is seen trying to apply for a mascot in different companies but fail. One happens to be a police station, the other a simple company. Rather being a robot, he just can't make it. He's trying to learn to be human. Just then, it was time for another Underground Kingdom attack. On the other hand, that's not how it used. Mysterious girl in a Cheongsam dress seen float following a little lantern. I see what Cheongsam actually means. Okay, I'll keep reading until it loads. He must be able to get to that lantern and unlock his true purpose, said the mystery girl to herself, because she knows it. On the other hand, Marion is trained for her might. She's now trying to sharpen her mind for battles. Just then the alarm sounded. The Power Rangers Sword Dynasty arrived at the site where Skulldale is attacking.
So the Power Rangers Sword Dynasty is here, eh?
Said Skulldale arrogantly.
I was sent by Deceptor to deal with the likes of you.
And let's see about that. About that, said Charles. Charles recklessly attacked. They were evenly matched. Just as Charles was about to strike a blow, he faked his injury.
Just kidding,
said Skulldale.
Now it's time to create my latest move. Skulldale, Shadow Attack.
What the, said Michael. There's plenty of them everywhere, but only one has to be the real him. The Power Rangers attacked every hologram, only to be tired out. Michael called for a big slice of sword to clear out the other clone, but to no avail. Everybody was doing their part, but failed. What's on to it?
Now it's time to finish you,
said Skulldale, where he was out of water.
What the curses?
This is a separate paragraph now, said Skulldale before disappearing. He was at the verge of victory. The sun must have scorched his skin. At the Lee Shan household, there's some discussion going on. The Bushin technique. It's really something, said Michael. Yes, it's actually called the Bunshin technique. We may need more power than we have, said Roberto. What if we need more help? Really, said Cornelia? But it seems that there's something about Gavan's experiment. What was he up to? Gavan was still waiting for progress on his experiment on Lantern Boy. It was just near completion. Lantern Boy may now be more fully human, said Gavan. I guess we'll just have to look for him just in case the experiment fails. Perhaps, said Director Samuel Hung. I think the answer may be in much light. If you created in him for light, what if? Really? Said Gavan. Then the signal was disrupted. The connection between the equipment and Lantern Boy fell down. It was at an evening scenario that the Rangers split looking for him. Just then, Gavan runs into a mysterious girl holding Lantern Boy in his lantern form. She's selling some dim sum. I believe you're the owner, said the mysterious girl. She was really pretty, yet she would not reveal her name. How do you know? Asked Gavan in surprise. I can sense your armor, said the mysterious girl in Chong Sam, which I'm told is another term for a key pow. Oh, okay. It must be very... I'm more familiar with the term key pow. This robot will be the light in battle. You ran out of juice, unfortunately, but you can fix it. You was arrived at the same spot, as if motivated by the same aura. Oddvet, said Rebecca. Somebody had claimed Lantern Boy's safety. That's right. You'll need some aura power from him to be fully operational. From all of you, said the mystery girl. Meditation stance, said Michael. Rangers began to release their aura into the Lantern Boy, who was worn out. Now he was energized. Sorry I couldn't foresee this, said Garen. Well, blame me. I overused my energies, said Lantern Boy. While the Rangers were finished with the energizing, Michael received a call from the director. The monster has shown up yet again, this time at the nearby Park Square, said Director Samuel Hunt. Roger, Gavan, bring your light with you, said Michael. We'll find out what this light is. Mr. Gus said, good luck. They finally went to the spot where Skulldale was.
Not this time, I'll teach you about any sun to vaporize the dark water.
Said Skulldale.
Multiplication!
The same problem was happening again. They were attempting to knock them down all again in their special sword attacks, no avail. Gavan was getting flashbacks. The light was what entered the Gavan's head. Lantern Boy in his minutes form released a bright light, destroying the clones, revealing a real one. Wow, awesome, said Gavan. began to do some more attacks, even breaking Skull Devil's sword in the process.
This is too much,
said Skull Devil. Let's do it. Shot bomber, said Michael. Everybody assembled to blast the monster bits. One shot, the shot bomber ripped off Skull Devil, who grew giant just in time. Lantern Boy showed more of self-sin by attacking the monster after Great Warrior Dynasty Megazord did some damage. Now it's time for a power hologram, said Skull Devil. His clones appeared again. Show your technique, said Garen to Lantern Boy. I think I know what to do, boss, said Lantern Boy. He began firing a multiple discs, destroying the clones and holograms that caused confusion. Now let's finish him, said Michael. Let's call upon the other swords. Squid Zord, Beetle Zord, Tiger Zord, and Swordfish Zord. Unite! The cannon finally appeared and blasted Skull Devil to bits. Back at the Lee Shan household, apparently to see the success.
Never thought that my fear and my recovery would create this great moment, said Garam. What fear and what recovery? Hey, don't forget, boss. Well, you. And Lantern Boy begins to irritate Gavan, and the two chase each other around, showing there's still much to learn. Man and Michael were seen laughing, their hands touched each other. Sorry, they say to each other. They are both turning red. But I just can't forget giving that kiss. Yes, Michael forced to give him before. I didn't mean to, said Michael, the kind of opening for the two of them. On the other hand, that's not the meaning of that phrase. Mystery girl stands outside. Just who is she? Is she friend or foe? Okay, I'll applaud you for this, Akizuki. You've actually did a very good job foreshadowing, creating a compelling mystery around this girl. And it's also going to be... And also, if you can guess who she's going to be correctly, then you'll know she's getting more screen time than her counterpart in both the Sentai and in Samurai. And now on to the final installment we'll cover today, Act 30, The Evil Martial Arts School, which is supposedly written by Mr. Smith. Yes it was, Mr. Smith, who previously wrote one of the better chapters of this fic, namely chapter 14, which gave us a guest character who was more likeable than the entire Rangers were. This episode begins with Cornelia and Roberto reading a flyer in front, spelled as one word, of the Rising Sun Martial Arts Dojo. They are flashback from yesterday when Director Samuel Hung was instructing on their mission. Our sensors have detected the presence of the Styx Empire at this school, said Director Hung in the flashback. Two of you will have to go to that school undercover and investigate. Send photo pictures using your phones and my estimates will watch carefully. Carefully. Roberto and Cornelia volunteered. I'll go, said Roberto. Me too. One verse of two there, said Cornelia. Alright, Roberto and Cornelia will enroll in a beginner's karate class. Watch your back and let us know immediately if you're in danger, said Director Hung. Director isn't capitalised now. Meanwhile, back at the Rising Sun Martial Arts Dojo, the instructor introduced himself. Good morning. Not good isn't capitalised. My name is Andrew. I'll be instructor for this class. Soon after they begin class, starting with basic kicks. However, one guy wearing glasses, a skinny Mexican guy named Carlos, falls down while attempting a kick. Are you okay? asked concerned Cornelia. I'm fine, said Carlos. Get up, you cannot learn karate sitting on your rear end! Yelled instructor Andrew. Dude, the guy fell down, show some sympathy. Immediately, Cornelia picks him up. Practice continued with Carlos continuing to screw up on almost every move. Okay, now I agree with Andrew. Carlos really sent me here. Several minutes later, Instructor Andrew told the class, it's time for a break. Be back in 15 minutes. As Cornelia and Roberto go outside, Cornelia tells Roberto, nothing seems too suspicious. This seems like a normal karate class. Don't let your guard down. This will require some more investigation, said Roberto. Meanwhile, Carlos catches up with Roberto and Cornelia. Hey, thank you for helping me, said Carlos to Cornelia. No worries, if you need any more help, just ask, said Cornelia. Roberto abruptly promising, Sir, I don't think that karate suits you. Sir isn't capitalized. You would be better off doing something else. The next guy left immediately, and Cornelia scolded Roberto. You shouldn't have said that. Anyone can learn karate with commitment. Roberto responded, it's the truth. Furthermore, we have a mission. It's best not to get involved with him. Hey, we do have a mission, but I was once like him. I'll not stand by and let him fail, said Cornelia. Ah, Cornelia, there's a reason you're one of the better characters in this story.
Well, it's the fact that you're actually nice and the fact that you actually have a sympathetic backstory, since she literally escaped from poverty. Back at the base, Charles is anxiously pacing around, worrying about Cornelia and Roberto. What about ambush? What about there? Wrong form of there, said Charles. Calm down, we have our eyes on them, said Marianne. But we could be too late if an ambush occurs, said Charles. Galangan grabbed a hold of Charles' head. Calm down, you're an embarrassment to the Power Rangers. I do understand his concern, however, said Michael. We have to keep our eyes peeled. Something has to be up with a sense to go off. Back at martial arts school, Cornelia caught it with Carlos. Excuse me, I want to apologise for what Roberto said. Carlos advised, no worries, I saw a flyer with the mind of watching all the Bruce Lee and Jackie Chan movies when I was a kid. I want to be just like them, but I guess there's a lot of one has too many in guess. It's true, I'm not suited for karate. I was a beginner once and it wasn't easy, said Cornelia. Martial arts is about courage and confidence. I believe you have a lot of potential, you just have to believe in yourself, because I believe you can do it. Really? Replied Carlos. Si, said Cornelia. Esté muy simpática. You're very nice in Spanish, replied the guy. ¿Cómo se llama? What's your name? Me llamo Cornelia. ¿Y tú? Said Cornelia. Me llamo Carlos, replied the guy. Mucho gusto, Cornelia. Nice to meet you. Okay, why was only half that translated, and why are you treating the guy being named Carlos like it's some big reveal? You've been using his name so far. Igualmente. Likewise, replied Cornelia. We all would like to apologise for if he butchered any of the Spanish in the preceding conversation. If you think he did, please dislike the video or leave angry comments. On the death vessel, Albus questioned Deceptor about his plan. Deceptor, why are you just standing there? Have you really betrayed us? Yes, you can't create despair on Earth by just staring at the water, said Albus. Deceptor replied, my body is falling apart! No, it didn't. He replied, don't worry, my plan is already in motion. Seeing a strange monster on his ship, Gilarath, who is this guy? He is the puppet master, replied Septor. A few days ago, he put a karate instructor under his spell, and now he's playing him like a puppet. I'll have everyone under my spell at this karate school, and I'll use them to defeat the Power Rangers, said Puppet Master. Have patience, Gedor. Soon we'll be able to use other humans to defeat the Power Rangers. They won't have the will to strike down a human life, said Puppet Master. What? That's not Deceptor speaking? That's an interesting plan, replied Gedor. If it works, we'll rule the Earth. Back at the Rising Sun Martial Arts Dojo, karate class continued and Carlos is still struggling to learn some of the karate moves. Cornelia continued to encourage him. Vamos, Carlos! Come on, said Cornelia. Si se puede! You can do it. The instructor Andrew handed out a series of yellow belts. About half the class, including Roberto, Cornelia and Carlos, receive a yellow belt. Why? He's clearly not good enough. Instructor Andrew then announces, everyone who didn't receive a yellow belt is dismissed for the day. Everyone else stayed for a class to listen. Carlos was shocked with the spell of a C and shouted out in Spanglish. Spanglish? What? With excitement. Yo no le creo. Oh creo. I'm a yellow belt. And suddenly Deceptor and a group of owners appears. Deceptor quickly grabbed Carlos, holding his sword next to Carlos' neck. Deceptor then said, no, you're terrible. The only thing you're good at is being our hostage. What the heck are you doing? Shouted Roberto at Deceptor. Don't move or I will slit his throat, replied Deceptor. The young ones quickly bind Roberto and Cornelia's hands. Afterwards, Deceptor let go of Carlos and grabbed Cornelia and Roberto's Dynasty phones. You won't be needing these anymore, said Deceptor. Deceptor threw the Dynasty phones outside a nearby window and landed in the lake behind the school. But why didn't he just destroy them? Deceptor then pointed his sword at Carlos and said, beat it, before I do, slit your throat. Carlos immediately ran off in fear. Why did you keep him on then? Back at the base, Mike saw the event unfold on the phone. He immediately gave a command. Let's go! Meanwhile, at the martial arts school, Deceptor leads a hostage martial arts student outside to a cliff by the lake. Walking towards the cliff, Cornelia apologized to Roberto. I'm sorry, Roberto. I got too involved with Carlos and got him in trouble. Cornelia, Roberto replied, I was the one who was wrong. I got too caught up in our mission. Your sympathy for Carlos was legit. You've helped him to enjoy practice and he kept trying. Meanwhile, a devastated Carlos was staring with the spout of an eye into the lake and said, "Guess I'm not made for karate." Just when he saw two shiny objects in the lake, wondered if it could be the phone that Deceptor had thrown out the window. Carlos then took off his clothes, saved for his boxers, and jumped into the lake and swimmed after the two shiny objects. When Deceptor stopped all the hostages and Puppet Master appeared, Deceptor announced, "You'll all be under Puppet Master's spell and you'll defeat the Power Rangers." Deceptor pulled Roberto and Cornelia aside because they didn't find them. "You two, Yellow and Blue Ranger, once I'd be meeting your death." Then the other Dynasty Ranger appeared. Mike yelled out, "I won't allow that," while he struck Deceptor from behind with his Dynasty blade. The other three Rangers started to fight Deceptor while Michael freed Roberto and Cornelia. However, neither Roberto nor Cornelia had their phones. Roberto and Cornelia led to search them in the lake. They didn't see him, then Cornelia noticed a Guy laying down beside the lake. She then said, "Roberto, look!" Suddenly appearing out of the lake was Carlos, which caught Roberto and Cornelia's attention. Carlos said, "Are you guys looking for these?" Carlos quickly got out of the lake while both Roberto and Cornelia thanked him. Afterwards, Roberto and Cornelia transformed. Apparently those phones are waterproof and joined the fight. By this time, Puppet Master had put all of the karate students under his spell and Deceptor retreated. Puppet Master used him as a shield against the Rangers' attacks. Michael tried to jump over him, but Puppet Master used two students to shield himself from Michael's attack, and he stopped in mid-air. He then came up with the idea to make a hole in the ground, wrong there's a hole, and attack him from underneath. "Great idea, if we can't beat him from above, we'll beat him from below," said Roberto. Roberto went down the hole and came out directly behind Puppet Master. He used the battleizer and destroyed Puppet Master's first life. Suddenly the spell was broken. Confused instructor Andrew said, "Power Rangers, what's going on?" Before we could explain, Puppet Master had grown giant in his second life. Power Rangers called upon their Zords and Lance Boy became big. While forming the Dynasty Megazord, Lance Boy kicked Michael's Iron Lion-Zord out of the way. What a dick! And combined the other Zords. Gavin was surprised and didn't believe what he saw. Michael responded, "What the heck are you doing?" Lantern Boy replied, Just stand by and watch." Lantern Megazord and the Lobster Zord. Puppet Master grabbed Lobster Zord's squid staff and used it against him, knocking him down to the ground. Lantern Boy then said to Puppet Master, "You'll pay for that." The Lantern Megazord then jumped into the air and drop-kicked Puppet Master. Okay, I need to find my place. Ace then applied to finish by throwing his staff at Puppet Master. After victory, Roberto apologized to Carlos. "I'm sorry, even if karate may not suit you, should do what you want to do. You're a tremendous help to us today." Carlos replied, "Thank you." Carlos then told Cornelia, "Really inspired me. Now I chase my dream. I feel like I can do anything." Gracias, Cornelia. This episode ends with Cornelia and the other Rangers giving a warm smile back at Carlos. Note, I apologise if this is a bit long. I felt the previous episode I wrote really lacked in dialogue. I disagree. I thought a bit of Spanish is Cornelia some cultural development from her background. Yeah, I have no idea she was actually Spanish prior to this, which is why I'm giving her that cold Australian accent. And we've got a comment from the regular author, at Mr. Smith. "Thanks for writing down. Now I just have to wait for Fantasy Leaders script and hope it doesn't take long. I'll be writing new previews soon." Okay, so as usual, Mr. Smith proves to be the highlight of this fic, even if his work isn't that much better and still is poorly written. Anyway, I'll see you next time when I do my brief Act 28 video. And after that, we'll be back for Acts 31 to 35. See you soon.